All right, welcome in. This is the
Yeah,
Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast.
don't tell her.
Happy Wednesday. Don't tell her.
Keep
I
her
told
keep it a
mine.
secret. Keep it a secret.
Keep it a secret for now, but maybe later. I am your host, Matt Cobold, here with my main man, Max Faulkner. What's going on today, bro?
Oh man, nothing much. Just another day here. Got done with work, ready to talk about sports with my broski over there in Colorado. So what's happened up there in them Rocky Mountains?
Over here in the Rockies, there's no snow yet. Well, there's no snow on the ground. The sun usually melts it away, but we've been pretty lucky right now. But
Yeah.
we've been doing this podcast here. This is our sixth week, and we've had about
Ooh,
6 weeks. Crazy, it's gone by
all right.
fast. But we've had five trial runs, and this is actually the first one we're going to post. So if you're watching this, thank you. Appreciate
Yeah.
the time. This one's going up first time
And the
official.
patience. We appreciate the patience.
Oh, oh, we need patience. We need
It's only
patience.
gonna get better. It's only gonna get better from here.
Every week's going to get better. And speaking of getting better, I got this boy in the mail today.
Oh,
We got a soundboard.
early Christmas present. Is
Early
that from
Christmas
Santa?
present.
Is that from Santa Claus?
It might be from Santa. So
Look at that, the
we
colors.
we got dials, we got buttons. We don't really know what's going
I can
on
only
with this stuff.
imagine. I can only imagine someone that would take some acid and then fool around with that thing. Whether they're going to make this complete masterpiece, like they could, with all the goose calls and all the.
Oh yeah.
There's a goose call on there. There's a
There's gonna
goose
be a
call.
goose call. There's gonna be a goose call. We got dials, we got buttons. Got a lot going on. We're gonna figure it out. But
Yeah,
that that's on the agenda. But today we're going to talk about fantasy football. Obviously, we're looking ahead to week 15.
we're in the
But
playoffs. We're in
this
the
is
playoffs.
playoffs. This is
Come on.
playoffs. Regular season for fantasy is over. 14-week season on ESPN, and we're in the playoffs now. Um, but to start us off here, we're going to look back at week 14 real quick, just to mention some big dogs and queefs. Um, our big dog quarterback of the week was your extra juicy dog start of the week last week, Trevor Lawrence of the
And I
Jacksonville
told everyone they should be
Jaguars.
starting him. I told everyone they should be starting Trevor Lawrence.
Quarterback one on the
Against
week.
Tennessee. Tennessee's defense sucks. Whoever your quarterback is and you're facing Tennessee,
Fire him up.
start him. Start him.
Go Titans. Let's go Titans. Defense sucks though.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence, 368 yards, 3 tutties, plus another rushing tutty. Over
Oh,
35 over 35 fantasy points.
his best game of the year. If you had him in your lineup, oh,
Good
you are
call.
extra happy. And that probably either A, slid you into the playoffs or secured that #2 seed, which I got. I wish it was the number
Yes.
one. Hey, Trevor's had a good year. Trevor's had a good
Congratulations to
year.
you.
Gladly.
Congratulations to you, Colin Trevor Lawrence. He was your extra juicy dog start of the week last week.
Oh, yeah.
And he's got you that first round bye with the 16 playoff format. So
Had to win that one, by the way. Had to
good
win that one.
call. Oh yeah, you needed it.
Mhm.
Our Queef quarterback of the week was Derek Carr in that Thursday night snooze fest, losing to Baker Mayfield and the Rams, 11 for 20, 137 yards and 2 picks. 2.1 fantasy points for your quarterback. I hope you didn't start Derek Carr.
You would had to have been pissed to start Derek Carr. Don't start quarterbacks on Thursdays. I think I feel like, especially this season, I feel like
Low scores, low points.
it's low scoring games. The quarterbacks, for some reason, don't do anything. I think quarterbacks and wide receivers are tough calls. I think running backs have been doing fine on Thursdays.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wish we knew a stat like that. That's a good stat to know, right?
I have to deep dive on that one. Gonna have to
Yeah.
deep dive.
Just remember that for tomorrow, whoever you're starting with the Seahawks and the 49ers. Christian McCaffrey might have an off game. Maybe I'm calling it. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. No, as you know, I had a nice beezy before this. So please forgive me
Batty.
for backtracking on that. Okay,
That's all right.
let's move on. Let's move on.
Moving forward, we got our big dog running back on the week. Almost 33 half PPR fantasy points was Jerick McKinnon from the Kansas City Chiefs. He only had 6 rushes for 22 yards, but he had 7 catches for $112 and 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
So at Denver, running back 1 in the week. I don't know if you noticed, but I actually picked him up on Sunday morning. Left
You
him on my
picked him up
bench.
for the Queef Bowl.
I picked him
You
up
picked
on
him up
Sunday
on the
morning.
Queef Bowl.
Last Sunday before this
Okay, all
performance, I
right.
picked him up. I didn't start him. I didn't didn't have the stones for that. My stones weren't hard enough for that. But he's an option going forward because he's playing Houston this upcoming week. So he is flex worthy.
Sure. Yeah.
Our running back queef of the week for week 14 was Travis Etienne against the Titans. Now the Titans defense sucks. We've talked about this, but they're great against running backs.
Yeah.
Travis Etienne, 17 rushes for 32 yards. Okay, 3.2 fantasy points. That's tough because if you have Travis Etienne, you started him.
And that's really a bummer. If anything, you thought that maybe he'd get a couple passes from Trevor Lawrence with the game that Trevor Lawrence had. You would have thought maybe a little bit of that went to ETN. I don't think there was any. I don't think he got anything. Maybe 2 yards. Nothing. 32 yards, right, rushing, and that's it. 3.2 fantasy points.
3.2 fantasy points.
Happy with that.
Moving on to the big dog receiver of the week. He was my call for the extra juicy dog start of the week, Justin Jefferson. He had 11 catches on 15 targets for not only a career high, but also a franchise record 223 yards.
Damn.
This guy's amazing.
There's nothing else we need to say about Justin Jefferson. Nothing else we need to say. The guy's incredible.
This was at Detroit, in a game they actually lost to the Lions. But if you watched last week, he was the extra juicy dog start of the week. So another good call by us. A big one here. Our wide receiver queef of the week was started in our league and started in most leagues, but he gave you a goose. He gave you a goose on 1 snap. T. Higgins. Only played 1 snap.
And then he hurt his ankle or hammy?
Hamstring.
That's what
he was off the injury report on Friday. You're ready to go. But turns out he reportedly hurt himself during warm-ups and only played 1 snap, and he goosed you. Big fat goose.
I want to say that this is the second time this year that T. Higgins
has happened.
Because you start him every week.
Oh yeah, you have to.
You got him. You're starting him with Joe Burrow. So but this guy might be one of those guys that, man, you're really risking a queef if he's
Taylor Wilson started him last week and he lost, and now he finds himself in the queef playoffs, the bottom 4.
You have a player that you should be starting that gives you a goose. Man, it's going to be tough to make it to the playoffs, especially in our league. We have a pretty damn competitive league, if you're asking me.
Oh yeah,
a lot of guys are taking this seriously. We have 1,000 bones in the pot.
1,000 bones in
the pot. Everyone wants a piece of that, but not only that. Okay, they want their team name on top of that trophy. They want their team name on the trophy and put above the fireplace, because that's what's going this year. I'll tell you right now. The fire's burning, and I send a nice group picture of that thing right above the fire.
Are you saying there's a nice fireplace at your house?
We definitely have one. We're using real wood lately, and the sound of the crickling fire, warmth of the warmth that it comes from it, just really wants you to make love right there on the carpet. Right there on the carpet.
You're putting a blanket down, or right there on the rug?
No need, right there on the rug. No need to put a blanket down.
Don't waste time getting a blanket. All right.
Nah.
Well, you probably save on heat.
You go get a blanket in the other room. You're getting cold. Because you know it's not going to be as warm by the fire.
Oh yeah. So. Well, you're probably saving on the heating bill with running a fire like that. So more efficient. More efficient.
You would think.
You hope so. Moving on to our big dog tight end of the week. I think he might even be available in our league. If he's available in our league, you might want to go get him. tight end won last week with over 34 half PPR fantasy points. Evan Ingram, 11 catches on 15 targets for 162 yards and 2 scores. Evan Ingram at the Titans.
Ingram, man, that was Trevor Lawrence's favorite target.
Combo. Both big
exciting.
dogs.
Evan Ingram has been picked up in our league, and he is starting for Game 1 of the Queef Bowl. Now, really quick, because we brought this
playoffs.
Queef Playoffs, sorry. Queef Playoffs. Really quick for anyone that is listening. The Queef Playoffs is the bottom 4. We have a 10-person league. We have a 10-people league. 6 guys make the playoffs, and 4 of them go to the Queef Playoffs, all right? He picked him up for the Queef Playoffs, and
who is it?
Because it's a good pickup.
Who got him?
Slaba Madab.
Okay, Taylor Wilson. Well, he must be listening to the podcast there.
He doesn't want to be the Queef. He doesn't want to be the Queef this
He doesn't want to be the Queef. He's been the Queef before, but you don't want to be the Queef. Speaking of Queefs, a lot of Queefs today. Tight end Queef of the week was Mark Andrews, 2 for 17. Now, Huntley got hurt. They brought in the third stringer. I can't tell you his name. 2 for 17. Are you nervous about Mark Andrews moving forward?
Yeah, I am. Trevor's got to be shaking right now, but luckily he has that bye week. Trevor has the bye week, so he can figure it out for himself.
Congratulations, Trevor. Well, another Final Four for Trevor. Congratulations.
He always figures it out. He's a great fantasy player.
He is.
That's really all I got to say about that.
And then we got to mention these 3 tight ends real quick. Noah Fant, Foster Moreau, and Mike Gesicki all goosed this week. And that's actually 3 gooses in a row for Mike Gesicki.
3 gooses in a row. Not even looked at.
3 gooses in a row. Jalen Waddle's been a little banged up. You think you can start Mike Gesicki? No way. No freaking way.
That is a wide receiver team over there. The fact that they just don't even use them, that's like, I mean, Gesicki's not bad. Right? Like,
I don't know.
Like talent wise, like he can catch the ball. I don't know. I don't watch Miami. I'm here in California. I don't get Miami Dolphin games.
He's got three gooses in a row. I don't want him. No.
Nobody pick up Mike Gesicki.
Nobody.
His real name is actually Gesicki, in case you did not know that.
If you don't know who we're talking about, yeah, he plays for the Dolphins, but we call him Mike Gesicki because 3 gooses in a row. What do you want to be called if you?
And he said multiple gooses this year. You might have had a goose in the first game of the season, if I'm not mistaken. Think about that in your tight end flex. Start out the year, you got a nice fat goose from Gesicki. Moving on.
Moving on to our NFL matchups. We're gonna do some game previews here. Touch on each game.
Yes.
Make some game picks. The first game we want to talk about is tomorrow night, the Thursday night matchup is a juicy one. We got the 49ers at the Seahawks.
Yeah.
2 game difference there between the teams. 49ers have the division right now. 49ers are 3-point road favorites. Can you start Brandon Ayuk with Deebo Samuel being out?
I mean, yeah. I think you are. I think you would be doing that. But I did bring this up earlier. I'm telling you, wide receivers and quarterbacks have a tough time on Thursday night. I'm just noticing a trend. Okay, I'm just noticing, if we were to go back and look at this, okay, wide receivers and quarterbacks struggle on Thursday night. Running backs do fine. Like they do. Josh Jacobs had 99 yards, 19.2 fantasy points last week on Thursday night. Okay, so Christian McCaffrey, you're starting him. You have Christian McCaffrey, you're starting him.
Christian McCaffrey must start.
Kenneth Walker, San Francisco.
I don't know if he's going to play. We don't know if he's going to suit up.
Oh, he's not playing. Yeah, okay.
He might not suit up.
Yeah, definitely stay. Keep that in mind as you're setting your lineups. If Kenneth Walker is your top 1 or 2, he might be up there. Yeah,
if you got him and he's healthy, you're starting him.
Oh yeah.
I think George Kittle is a must start. Seattle's 31st against tight ends.
Oh,
And Brock Purdy, are you picking him up? The Mr. Irrelevant sensation for the Niners, third string quarterback. You picking him up?
no.
Moving on, you starting Geno. San Francisco is fourth. If you got Geno, you starting him.
That is a
Fourth against
that's a
quarterbacks.
tough one. I think that Geno Smith might throw a touchdown. Okay, it's going to be to Tyler Lockett. It's going to be to Tyler Lockett because Tyler Lockett. I'm on this trend right now. He's going to have 7 in a row. Okay, we'll get to that later. We'll get to that later. But I think that's tough to start. San Francisco, that's like the best defense in the league. They're really good.
Them the Cowboys,
Those guys on the Joey Bosa. Oh man, like I think he's going to struggle. I do think though that I might be picking Seattle. I'm thinking about this one here. I might be picking Seattle to beat San Francisco tomorrow because San Francisco with their third string quarterback makes me a little nervous.
Okay, but we saw what they did last week to Tom Brady and the Bucks, so they blew him out.
You're right. You're right.
Speaking of Tom Brady and the Bucks, would you start Geno Smith or Tom Brady against the Bengals this week?
I'm sorry. Tom Brady or Joe Burrow?
Tom Brady or Geno Smith? Tom Brady's playing the Bengals. Are you starting Geno or Brady?
Oh man, I might go Tom Brady on that one. I think it's a better game. I don't want to start a quarterback on a Thursday night. I'm not doing it. So I would go Tom Brady. They have to start winning. They have to start winning. Tom Brady's not going to allow them not to make the playoffs in a division that's that bad.
Oh yeah, bad division.
Cool.
Bad division. And just to wrap up these Seahawks, DK and Tyler Lockett.
Too much Mardi Gras in New Orleans. Too much Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras every day down there. It's every day.
Sometimes.
Apparently Tom Brady's going over there too.
I've never been. Tom Brady's hanging out in New Orleans.
He's hanging out there. He's always hungover now. He's always hungover. So much happening, you know. His career's about to end. He's like, I'm just gonna go to do some Mardi Gras with Jameis Winston. Go steal some crabs.
Jameis hasn't been playing, so yeah, he's free.
And he's probably Mardi Gras.
Tom's a single man now.
Mardi Gras, but you know,
could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I could see it. DK and Tyler Lockett are must starts, and then you're not throwing Noah Fant in after that. No way. I'm gonna go 49ers on the road. We don't know if Kenneth Walker's playing. I'm gonna go 49ers here.
Nice pick. I am gonna stick with my Seattle pick. I think.
Nice. We gotta have some difference here.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next matchup. Now, this week, look out. Week 15, we got 3 matchups on Saturday. So, to start us off on Saturday, we got the 4-8-1. Let's not forget that tie to the Queef Texans. 4-8-1 Colts at the 10-3 Vikings. So, right off the bat, I'm telling you, I'm picking the Vikings in this game, no doubt about it. Jonathan Taylor, a must start. Michael Pittman, a must start. The Vikings are 31st against receivers. I think if you got Michael Pittman, you got to put him in there. Are you starting anybody else from the Colts?
I believe Houston is number 4 against wide receivers.
Houston?
They're number 4 on D.
Well, the Colts are playing the Vikings, so I don't know where Houston comes in here.
I'm all over the place today, man. Same division.
Yep.
You know, that's when you know the beezy got you. That's when you know the beezy got you.
It's a fresh. Each of us had fresh beezies actually. So that's when you know it's good. But the Colts are playing the Vikings in Minnesota. Vikings are 31st against receivers. Michael Pittman's a must start. Are you starting anybody else from the Colts?
No. Nope.
Moving on to the Vikings. Dalvin Cook is a must start. If you got Justin Jefferson, he's obviously in there. TJ Hockenqueef has to be in there. Adam Thielen, is he flex worthy? The Colts are second against receivers. Second, the Colts are against receivers.
Depending on who you have, you can definitely think about this. But I mean, yeah. I mean, like in the flex, like if you're getting about 10 points, like that's when I'm happy with flex. You know, if I can get a guy that can give me 10 points, I think Adam Thielen is right there for like the 9-10 point margin that could maybe go up if he scores a
Yeah.
touchdown. So I can see it.
Uh, 9.4 average in half PPR leagues, Adam Thielen. He's been over 60 yards with a touchdown in 2 of the last 3 games. So I think you're right. I think Thielen is flex worthy.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next matchup on Saturday, we got the Baltimore Ravens at 9-4 division leaders playing the Cleveland Browns at 5-8. Oh, I'm sorry. Who was your pick in that Colts Vikings game, real quick?
Oh, sorry. It's going to be the Vikings. That was an easy one. Sorry.
That is an easy one. Vikings only 4-point favorites. I think I might be jumping on that line.
Hmm.
Back to the divisional matchup between the Ravens and the Browns. This one is in Cleveland. We talked about Mark Andrews earlier. If you have him, I think you have to start him, don't you?
With a third string quarterback?
Do you have another option? I mean, if you have Mark Andrews, you might not have a backup.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Yeah. If you don't have a backup, you're starting Mark Andrews. The tight end position has been really tough this year, and everyone has just got to strap in and hang on tight, right? Right. Hopefully, get into Disneyland. Hopefully, we can get to go to Disneyland with Mark Andrews.
Well, my first trip to Disneyland was a couple months ago with you. So Disney is where the dreams come true. So
Hey, what a good time! What a good time we had.
Minnie Mouse was right there as we walked in, and it just made me feel like a little boy again. So that was a great trip.
Yeah, a great big hug from Minnie Mouse for Cole Breezy as his pants got a little bit tighter.
My
From
pants were
that.
definitely tight. My shorts were tight that day.
Yeah,
But that's okay.
not a Texas tucking, or just because
Uh,
you're gonna walk
a
around
little,
with that all day. From Minnie Mouse?
some Texas tucking, but I wouldn't say it was from Minnie Mouse. No.
Okay, all right.
Moving on to the running backs for the Ravens. J.K. Dobbins had 15 for 120 and a score last week. I think you can start in this week.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Cleveland is 30th against running backs. J.K. Dobbins can be in there for you.
Oh yeah.
Can you put Gus Edwards in there in the flex?
No,
Gus bust.
I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't.
13 for 66 last week. 13 for 66 on the ground for Gus bust.
No, I think there's only two people you can start in Baltimore, and I think it's Mark Andrews and J.K. Dobbins now.
Now it's J.K. Yeah. 30th Cleveland 30th against running backs. Throw J.K. in there.
Yeah.
On the other side, Cleveland, Nick Chubb is a must start. Amari Cooper, wide receiver 13 on the season, is a must start. Can you put David Njoku in there?
Sure. Baltimore does not do too well against receivers. I don't know the exact number against tight ends, but
26th against receivers, 16th
26.
against tight ends.
There you go.
Can you start Deshaun Watson?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not. I mean, he is on my bench. I picked him up.
One touchdown in
just
2
in case.
games. One touchdown in 2 games.
He had 16 fantasy points last game. He's running. I'm not too happy about it. I'm not too happy about it. He's just a stash at the end of the bench right now because I got Trevor Lawrence and
Big dog last week.
yeah. So he's just down
Juicy
there.
dog too.
If you're starting him, you're probably in the Queef playoffs. I bet.
Looking towards next year.
So,
moving on to the last matchup on this Saturday night, we got a juicy one. 8-5 Dolphins going to the 10-3 Bills. Real quick, moving on too quick again. I'm taking the Ravens in this one because the Browns suck on that last game. I'm taking the Ravens.
Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna go the Browns. I'm gonna go the
Okay.
Browns. I'm gonna go the other way. Nick
Fuck the
Chubb's gonna have a
Browns.
big game.
Fuck
Nick
the
Chubb's gonna
Browns.
have a big game, and I
Embarrassing
think
organization.
Baltimore with a third stringer, I think they're gonna struggle.
Yeah. The Browns and the Commanders, two embarrassing organizations. Who's worse? Who's got a bigger queef on their face? Which one?
The Browns. The Browns just like their pants after every game. After every game.
Just doo doo.
Just shitting in their pants all over the field.
Team sucks.
You ever notice that the Browns field, because they use green grass, is always brown by the end of the season?
And how about that? How about that stupid ass mascot they got on the field this year? That looks ridiculous. Looks awful.
I mean, I think that's the least of their worries.
The Browns suck.
But it's definitely one of them.
And they should be embarrassed for signing Deshaun Watson and paying him all that money. They should be embarrassed.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I feel like you don't have to pay him anything. I think it's more like prove that you can play football again, if anything. But nope, you're gonna pay him a shit ton of money. Why not?
Top 3 douche of the year, Deshaun Watson.
Oh, easy, easy. We'll get detailed that towards the end of the season. Once again, for anyone that is just tuning in, our douchebag of the year is literally exactly how it sounds, the biggest douche of the year, and we're including
anybody in the league.
Could be anyone in the league. Also, but including Antonio Brown. Okay, Antonio Brown just seems to continue to mess around and do mischievous things. So
we got an update on that coming soon.
Gotta stay on top of that. So he can continue to win this. I believe he's won 3 in a row. In my book, anyway. When he was actually a player. Last year, he definitely took it when he took his jersey off and threw it into the stands and said, "Peace out."
Yeah. He threw up the deuces, yeah.
How many games were left in the season? Maybe 2?
Oh,
2 or 3?
I don't know.
And he just said, "Hey, I don't want to play." Like
gave up, let his teammates down.
And now he's jerking off in a hotel pool. So
now he's jerking off in a hotel pool.
If you're an Antonio Brown fan and you have a jersey, I'm sure that is tucked away or sold on eBay.
No way.
At a cheap price, too. At a cheap price.
If you check the current votes right now, Antonio Brown, Aaron Rodgers, and Deshaun Watson are top 3. Okay,
that is a
top 3. It's very tight. Let's get some more votes in. But that is our current top 3. Back to that last Saturday matchup. We got the 8-5 Dolphins at the 10-3 Bills. The Dolphins don't look exactly right. That running game isn't doing anything for them right now. I'm picking the Bills. I'm picking the Bills right off the bat.
I also will go with the Bills, so we don't forget about it. The Bills, they're a great team. I love watching the Bills. I love watching them.
These are 2 fun teams. Tua's in there for you. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle are in there. Can you start Raheem Mostert? Buffalo is 10th against running backs. Can you put Mostert in your flex? I'm asking for a friend.
I would be shaking. I'd be shaking.
He's on my bench. He's on my bench.
Yeah.
He's on my bench.
Yeah, I know. You can tell us a little bit more about Mostert, considering you had him on your team. But against the Bills, man, the Bills are just good. They're just good. No way. It's a risk. That's a risk.
Under 40 rushing yards the last 2 weeks. No tutties. It's a big risk. I don't think so.
Split the backfield, by the way, with Jeff Wilson Jr. So put the backfield.
Jeff Wilson's banged up right now. So if Jeff Wilson's out, Mostert could be flex worthy.
Yeah. There we go.
And then, of course, Mike Gesicki. Mike Gesicki cannot be started. We already know that. We already know that.
We might talk about him too much. We might.
That's the second time.
Another 5 minutes later, we're just like,
brought Mike Gesicki up a couple times today. That might be the last time on this.
That might have to be a punishment. Is that someone has to? You have to buy a Mike. Mike Gesicki jersey, or we can change the Gesicki to Gusecki.
Yeah.
Number 0.
Yeah. Make it number 0 for sure.
Yeah.
On the other side of the ball, the Buffalo Bills, you can start Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. Gabe Davis is probably flex worthy. What about the running backs? Who you putting in there? Devin Singletary or James Cook?
Mm, I mean, man, yeah,
If,
that's a tough one.
if you got to put one in, if you got to put one in,
I'm leaning. Oh man, that's. I guess I'm leaning as Singletary. I guess I'm leaning Singletary just because he does catch the ball out of the backfield. But what wasn't this other guy? Wasn't he doing it too? Like he had like 7 catches last game. Am I right?
well, Devin Dingleberry has had 2 catches in the last 3 weeks.
Oh,
So
oh, no.
while James Cook had 1 catch last week, but 6 the week before. 6 the week before.
Wow.
I don't think you can start either. I
Yeah.
don't think you can start either. But Devin Dingleberry might be more worthy of a touchdown.
I agree. He flex and that's it. That's it.
Maybe if you're in a pinch. If you're
Yeah.
in a pinch.
Earn that tight bitty pitch in the playoff venue.
Moving on to our Sunday matchups. We got a big one here on the slate to start us off. The 12-1 Eagles already in the playoffs, going to see the Bears at 3-10. This could be a blowout. Philly favored by 9 points.
Yeah.
You can start all your Philadelphia Eagles.
Yep.
Anybody you nervous about there?
Nope. Start them. Start them all.
Start 'em.
I do know that I believe Dallas Goddard is back. I'd be a little hesitant to start
There's
Dallas
talk.
Goddard.
There is talk about Goddard. You might want to wait another week.
Yeah, yeah. See what he's got. Unless you absolutely have to, like it's the only option you have. Which right now you should definitely have another option.
Oh yeah,
He's on
he's been
IR.
out a couple weeks. Been out a couple weeks.
So
Other side of the ball, Justin Fields.
mm,
Philly is first against quarterbacks.
might be a rough game for Justin Fields. He might be.
Quarterback
They might
5 on the
take him out at
season.
halftime. They might take him out at halftime
Justin Fields is quarterback 5 on the season.
because of that rushing ability. I'll tell you that much.
Wow. Can you start David Montgomery? The Eagles are 14th against the run.
It's not bad. I mean, yeah, I think he can give you a touchdown. Yeah, why not? The Bears continue to run the ball. That's their offense.
You think he can get a touchdown this week?
I don't want to guarantee anything here.
Okay.
I'm a Bears fan, just so
Yeah.
we're clear. I love the Bears, but it's been a rough few seasons, and this one. I mean, come on, we have 3 wins, so I'm not betting on any touchdowns
You can't.
from the
You
Bears.
can't.
So
It's going to be tough to start Cole Kmet or Chase Claypool
not this
or
week.
Equinemius St. Brown. I don't think so.
Not this week.
I'm obviously taking the Eagles in a blowout. I think that can be more than 9 points. I think that could easily be two touchdowns. And that could be a 2-touchdown smack.
Fly Eagles, fly.
Moving on to a divisional matchup, we got the 5-8 Falcons going on the road to see the 4-9 Saints. Is it Mardi Gras week this week, or is that only when Tom Brady comes to town?
I think Tom Brady's there right now because his game's not
Right
until
now.
Sunday. So I think Tom Brady's hanging out there, meeting up on some new ladies, and
Single
then
man, like you
before you
said.
know it, he wakes up Sunday morning. He's like, "Oh, I gotta go fly. Where am I playing again? Where are we playing?"
Well, when you're at that age and you played that many games, that many hits to the head, I mean, who the hell knows who you're playing? For the back to the actual game, we got the Falcons, the Saints. On the Falcons side of the ball, Desmond Ritter is making his NFL debut.
Good for him.
Uh, I don't know if you can start a Falcon.
No way.
Cordarrelle Patterson.
No. Moving on. I don't.
Moving on.
It's way too risky to no. Moving on for the Falcons.
Other side of the ball, New Orleans Saints. I think Alvin Kamara is a must start. Chris Olave is in there for you. Can you put Jarvis Landry in your flex? The Falcons are 27th against receivers.
if you're in that pinch, if you're in that titty pinch that you didn't want to be a part of, like you ever have someone when you're in school, when you're just at your locker, you're just at your locker. It's like it could be one of your friends. I hope it wasn't someone random, but they come up from behind you underneath the pit. And they
Oh,
come and just hit you right on the
well,
nip. Like how do they know? Like look at this stuff. How do you know where my nips are?
I mean,
Immediately,
you can
just got it.
judge.
Just nailed it. Just
You can
nailed
just judge. You can judge for it. You can kind of feel as you're going up too.
it. I don't let them like feel me up all the way. It's like a
Well,
quick pinch, and I'm like, how did you? Every time it's like 100%,
accurate,
100% accuracy.
accurate.
I
Good
don't know.
shooter. Good
I don't
shooter.
know.
Can you
Yeah, but
start anybody else for the Saints?
can we believe that the Saints are still in it? Can we believe that the Falcons are considered still in
The
it, like
Falcons.
this race?
The the Falcons have one more win than the Saints. Um,
It's what a
but I'm
right.
gonna pick the Saints at home. I'm gonna pick the Saints at home.
I will also take the Saints, but it would be fun to see a rookie quarterback his first game. He just you know goes off like that. I like to see good players and
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. Let's hope so for Desmond Ritter making his NFL debut. All right, the next matchup that we want to move on to,
Right.
we got we got the 6-7 Lions, very hot right now. 6-7 Lions going on the road to take on the 7-6 Jets. Um, who did you take in that Saints Falcons matchup, real quick?
I got the Saints. I got New
Both
Orleans.
of us
That
are on the
Marty,
Saints.
the Mardi Gras parties aren't going to bother them. Tom Brady has a special hangover pill that he takes right before each game and just kind of just flushes it out, just flushes everything out. Takes a huge
Well,
dump. There's
well,
nothing more. There's nothing more relieving at the end of for anything when you wake up in the morning or you get home from
oh,
work
definitely in the
or
morning.
you just need to get everything out of you. You just take
Oh
a
yeah,
nice cleansly dump, get you going. You feel 5 pounds lighter. So
five.
New Orleans.
Wow, wow. Look real thinner in the face, and hopefully Tom Brady shared that with Desmond Ritter this week. Hopefully.
Yeah,
Um, in this Lions Jets matchup, this baby's in New York. Um, I'm gonna take the hot team here. I'm gonna take the Lions.
yeah, I like it.
Who you got here?
Ooh, I like what the Lions are doing. I really like what they're doing on offense, but the Jets have got a really good defense, man. I think that
The
if
Jets
there's a
have really
week
good
that
defense.
I think the Jets defense is gonna shut them down. And you know what? Mike White, Mike White, man, is gonna have a decent day against the Lions because their pass defense is not good. It's not good.
Well, let's start with Mike White then. Are you starting in this matchup if you had both quarterbacks? Are you starting Mike White or Jared Goff?
You know what? I just I believe there was an update actually that just happened that Mike White actually might have a shoulder problem.
I
Yeah.
think it was ribs. I think
Oh, ribs.
he
Sorry.
went to the
Sorry.
hospital after the game. He went to the hospital after the
Oh,
game
rib
last week.
problem.
But
Yeah.
they said he's gonna be
Yeah.
ready to go. Said he's gonna be ready to go. Tough guy. Zach Queef
I like it.
Wilson is the number two this week,
If
but
Zach Wilson starts, I'm going Lions. If
no doubt
if Mike White starts, I'm
you're
going
going Jets.
Jets.
Okay,
I'm
so
going Jets.
we're different this game. Detroit is 32nd against quarterbacks, 30th against receivers, 11th against running backs. Can you start Michael Carter?
No. No.
Garrett Wilson is definitely a must start.
Oh yeah.
Going over to Detroit. Amon-Ra St. Brown is in there for you, number 6 receiver in half PPR leagues on the season.
Yeah. You gotta
Uh,
start. Tough
can you start?
matchup. Tough matchup, but you gotta start him.
Can you start Jared Goff on the road? His home road
No.
splits are real.
Uh I against the Jets defense, I wouldn't. I would not be excited about that matchup at all. No way.
If you got to,
Josh Allen struggled against the Jets twice.
yeah,
So no.
yeah, Jared Goff should probably be on your bench.
Yeah.
Even after a good week, I think it was quarterback 2 last week. If you have to pick between Jamal Williams and DeAndre Swift, who you going in the backfield.
Oh man, I hate to say it, but I think I got to go Jamal Williams just because he scores the
He
touchdowns.
scores
That's
the
why.
touchdowns. He scores the touchdowns. Running back 11 on the season.
I would be nervous to start either of them, to be perfectly honest, this week.
Yeah,
This Jets defense is for real. It's for real. It stops the run. So
they're ninth against running backs, third against receivers, eighth against quarterbacks. So yeah, it's going to be tough.
it's a tough one, and I'll tell you that they're Jamal Williams and DeAndre Swift this year haven't exactly shown that they can break out and run 60 yards down the field. Not this season. Not this season.
Yeah, Swift.
It's gonna be a minimal gain, and maybe if they get in the end zone, that's your best case scenario. That's why I think you can only think flex. If this is your RB2, oh, man, I'd be nervous. I'd be nervous going into the playoffs.
I agree.
Are you starting DeAndre Swift? I know you have him on your team
DeAndre Swift is on my bench right now,
on the bench.
but
There you go.
but he could get moved to the flex. He could.
Okay.
Okay, it's only Wednesday right now, so we're gonna have to wait.
Yeah. Something to
Uh,
think about.
Next matchup, both teams at 5-8. We got the Steelers going to take on the Panthers. Panthers coming off that big road win in Seattle last week. I'm gonna take the Panthers. I'm gonna take
Well,
the Panthers in this one.
I'm gonna go Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin. Are they gonna slip into the playoffs with Mike Tomlin? I hope they don't because this team is so boring. Oh my, Pittsburgh is so boring, and they're not
Can
usually. This is just an off season. It's just an off season. I get that, but oh, I do not want to see them in the playoffs because that's going to be a game where it's like 13-10. You know,
can you start anybody outside of Najee Harris in this game?
I don't think so. I think Najee Harris. I think he's a good play. I think he mostly flex though for Najee. I wouldn't be too happy about running into
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
Mostly flex.
Other side of the ball, Pittsburgh is 28th against receivers. I think DJ Moore can be in there for you. Looks like he's ready to go. Um, can you put Chuba Hubbard in there? 14 for 74 and a score last week.
No, if you just picked up Hubbard, this is your last week. I'm sorry, this is the playoffs, right? So you're gonna pick up Hubbard and put him in your lineup after Hubbard hasn't shown anything all season.
Yeah, coming off a good game though. Coming off a good game.
No thanks.
17 last week. Are you putting Foreman in there?
No,
But this should be a low scoring game.
I'm not
Um,
starting anyone from Carolina. It's only Najee Harris. If you have
my,
if you have him, yeah, you'd be happy with the flex.
what about you not starting DJ Moore? 28th against receivers.
DJ Moore
Steelers.
hurt his knee. He hurt his knee. He's probably not even going to play. And
No injury designation right now. No injury designation.
no way.
Nothing.
Now I
Nothing.
got to do my own research here as we continue. We can move on
Full
to the next game. I
full
want to see this.
participant full participant at today's practice. DJ Moore.
What? Oh, good.
Good.
Good. Okay.
I'm going Panthers.
All right.
Next matchup, we got the 10-3 Cowboys going to play in Jacksonville. Jaguars are 5-8. Dallas is a 4-point road favorite. I'm taking the Cowboys, a better team. Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence is hot, but I like the Cowboys a lot more.
I'm going the Cowboys on this one. I think this is actually going to be a more fun game than we were expecting because, believe it or not, the Jaguars are knocking on the door against I'm sorry, against the Titans.
They
They're
are
knocking on the door.
two
They're
game
knocking.
difference. They are. You're right.
Oh, by the way, I wanted to bring this up. I was going to text you, but I might as well just bring it on the show.
Bring it
Okay,
up.
we had at the beginning of the season. I said, "Do you want to bet on it?" And I don't think you said yeah, but I did say this. I said I think the Jaguars will take at least one from the Colts and one from the Titans. Okay? That was
Okay.
it. That was the bet.
Yeah,
They'll take at least one each. And
they
then you
did.
said, "I don't think so. They suck." And I said, "We'll see." And I won that bet.
They
Okay,
did.
we
They
didn't bet
did.
anything, but I have to remind you on that.
That was a good call. That was a good call. Jaguars,
Jaguars are looking good.
very good coach team. Very
Yeah.
big upgrade from Urban Meyer. Big upgrade. Doug Peterson.
Yes. Yes.
Uh,
He's a champion. He's a champion, man. Why don't you want another champion to coach? That's why when the
Jaguars.
okay, really quick, the freaking Bears had an interview with this guy. I, why not? Why not go for someone that's done it before?
Didn't want him. Didn't want
What?
him. Didn't want him.
Let's go for another defensive coordinator.
Bears suck.
We have 3 wins this season. 3. Now, don't get me wrong, the offense looks better, right? Okay, us Bears fans out there, we're like, okay, well, the offense looks pretty good. It's in development. We're in development right now. We're in development.
Been
How about some
developing for a
wins?
while.
Can we win? Like,
Been developing for a while. Moving back to this Cowboy Jaguars matchup, I think all the Cowboys can be started. Dak, Zeke, CD, Tony Pollard, Michael Gallup, Dalton Sharps. I think you can put them all in there.
I agree. I agree.
Jacksonville, you're obviously firing up Trevor Lawrence after that QB1 week last week. Travis Etienne coming off a queef week. Dallas is 4th against running backs. Are you nervous?
Yeah. Uh, you start Dak if your quarterback was Kyler Murray. You know, if you had Kyler Murray, he's out for season. Your backup was Dak Prescott. Now he's in your lineup. Okay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're probably not starting Dak Prescott. He's been nothing but mediocre. Honestly, right? Nothing
Yeah,
but
he's been
mediocre.
very average. Been very
No,
average.
like he's not giving you those queef games of like 5 points, but he's giving you like what 14. You've been starting him, Cole Breezy.
Been starting him I started him last week because Fields was on bye.
Yeah,
but I think he can be in there for you.
yeah.
But I also think I asked you about Travis Etienne.
Oh,
Not that.
sorry. I thought we were going
Not
to
that.
Dak Prescott.
Not
Dak
that.
Prescott, man.
Etienne going against the 4th ranked running back defense. Can you put Travis Etienne in there?
Uh, I don't know.
I'd be
No,
nervous.
no way.
Coming off
No
3
way.
points last week. 3 points last week.
He had a tough week last week, and man, that defense is so good. Dallas' defense, they're a fun team to watch too. Finally, I mean, because they're put on every week, right? It's
Oh
always
yeah.
America's game of the week.
America's team. America's team.
America's
Them
team.
boys.
So if
How
we're gonna
about
watch
them
a
boys?
team, if we're gonna watch them, I at least be good,
How about
and they're
them
not
boys?
bad to watch. So
Christian Kirk and Zay Jones can be in there. And then Evan Ingram, after that huge week, 162 and 2 tutties. Can you put him in there against Dallas?
I mean, that Dallas defense is so good.
Number 2 against
I'd be
tight
nervous to
ends.
start anybody other than yeah. I mean, even for me, I'm lucky I'm not on that bye week, but I'd be nervous with Trevor Lawrence. I would
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
I think I think the Jags have made quite a turnaround. All right, I think they're making they're. I mean, last week showed that wow, their offense is pretty good, even though the Titans defense sucks. But hey, the
They
Titans
do.
win the division. Like it's a divisional game.
It's
So
gonna. It might come down. That division might be close here in a couple weeks for sure.
I think
Two
this
game
is a
difference
close
right
game.
now.
I think this is actually going to be a closer game than we think. I am going Dallas though
We're
because
both going Cowboys.
yeah, we're going Cowboys on this. But man, that would be fun if the Jags won. That'd be fun.
Next up, the 10-3 Chiefs going on the road to Houston. The Texans are 1-11-1. Chiefs are 14-point favorites. Start everybody for the Chiefs. I'm obviously picking the Chiefs in this game. Um,
The only thing I'm wondering from this game is who's Houston going to choose number 1 overall next season?
oh,
Because
better be a
they suck.
quarterback.
Yeah, yeah, because they suck and they're going to get the number 1 overall pick. And I mean, you're starting over. And so what quarter? Yeah, they definitely need a quarterback. That's for
Da-
true. Jeez.
Damian Pierce not supposed to play. You can't start anybody for Houston.
Chiefs. I mean, I'm the only like Travis. 2 people actually. It's Travis Kelsey and Patty Mahomes, obviously. But I think that this game could be a complete blowout, and they just don't use anybody.
A lot of
Okay.
guys are flex worthy for the Chiefs. Juju, MBS, number one running back on the week last week, Jerick McKinnon. I think all those guys could be slid in your flex.
Yep.
Isaiah
Yep.
Pacheco is in there. Isaiah Pacheco is a must start.
Just saying though, they might go up 30 to nothing at halftime, and they might just be like, "Oh, well, Jared McKinnon gets hurt all the time, right?" So they might be like, "Okay, we're gonna save you, okay, at halftime. Just
Yeah,
relax, just relax."
it is something to note, definitely.
Yep.
Big game coming up here in the second window on Sunday. We got the 7-6 Titans taking on the 7-6 Chargers. Chargers are 3-point home favorites. Derrick Henry, obviously a must start.
Yep.
You starting anybody else from Tennessee?
Nope. No way.
Um, on the other side of the ball, you're obviously starting Herbert, Eckler, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. Can you start Joshua Palmer this week? Titans are last against receivers.
I wanna say, yeah. I wanna say
Flex.
that that's actually a nice flex play. He's still using them. Joshua Palmer might break away for a 60-yard touchdown
I,
this week.
I think I'm putting him in my flex. I think I'm
Nice.
going to.
I like it. I
I
like
think
that.
I think Gerald Everett is a start. Titans are 30th against tight ends. Um,
True.
that's a sexy game. That's a sexy game that I'm going to have on. No doubt about it. Let's go
No
Titans.
doubt.
Let's go Titans.
Is that who you're picking?
I'll take it. Geez, coming off a home loss, the Jags.
Blowout. Blowout.
You got to take the Chargers here. Titans defense and
Going
the
Chargers all the way.
offense probably can't keep up with the Chargers. I'll go Chargers.
Yeah. I'm going Chargers on this. I think it's gonna be a big day for Justin Herbert and his wide receivers. I think he's just going to be tossing in that ball around. That's it. I think if anything, Austin Eckler is going to have a low game on the rushing, but he might give you like 10 catches like he always does. So obviously, he's a start as well. You do never not start Austin Eckler. Uh, but I think the rushing game will be minimal, and Justin Herbert is just going to go off.
Yeah, that's a possible big dog right there, Justin Herbert.
Mm.
Um, Next matchup is a snooze fest: 4-9 Cardinals and the 3-10 Broncos. I'm gonna say
Ugh.
With Colt McCoy as the Cardinals quarterback, I'm gonna say the Broncos scratch one out here with that defense. The
Nice.
defense that I actually picked up today or last night on waivers. If you've got D Hop and James Conner, they're probably in there for you. Can you start anybody else from Arizona? Marquise Brown.
Man,
Denver is
I think
first against receivers.
no way. I don't think so.
Marquise
I don't
Brown
think
should
so.
probably be on your bench. Can you start anybody from Denver?
And
Jerry
really quick,
Judy,
is Russell Wilson is he hurt?
concussion. Yeah, he's
Concussion, he ain't playing, right?
probably not.
I
Got
wouldn't start
got
anybody. I
ripping
maybe Judy, maybe, but
Judy,
man,
maybe.
they struggled so much for Judy to get a flow with Russell Wilson, and then they got a flow last game, and then Russell Wilson gets hurt. So now what? Now he's got to try to build
It's
this
gonna be tough.
chemistry with who is it? Ripon? That's it. Ripien?
Ripping, I think ripping,
Ripon?
maybe.
Don't
Latavius
start
Murray
anybody from Denver.
could
Don't
be
start him.
could Latavius Murray could be flex worthy, and they're favored in this game. Could be a tutty. I'm not guaranteeing it, but could be.
Okay. I
So that's
also
going to be a snoozer.
actually, you know what? I think I'm going to go to Cardinals with DeAndre Hopkins and whatever their backup is. Who cares? But
Colt
I think
McCoy.
who? Colt McCoy?
Mm.
I guess. Why not?
Okay, well, I got the Broncos scratching one out there. Another matchup in that second window on Sunday: 7-6 Patriots at the 5-8 Raiders.
Ooh.
Raiders coming off that Thursday night loss to the Rams and Baker Mayfield. Who you going with in this game?
Oh man, I'm definitely leaning towards New England here. I think if Ramondre Stevenson is out, so you got to say, uh, yeah, he hasn't been practicing this week. Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah,
So if Ramondre Stevenson is out, then man, I think they're going to have a little bit of a tough time to move the ball because their Patriots passing game is terrible. It's just absolutely terrible.
You can't start any receivers.
Um, but the Raiders, man, they totally queefed last week. What was that? How do you lose
It
to a
was
Rams
awful,
team that just picked up Baker Mayfield? That's just, you know what? I got
awful.
like at first I was a little bit excited because
Screw the Raiders.
I have Josh Jacobs. I have Josh Jacobs. So I'm like, you know what? I'm excited about this because I Josh Jacobs is the man.
Yep.
But
Raiders
what?
suck. Raiders suck. They're also an embarrassing franchise.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
I don't think you can start anybody outside of Ramondre Stevenson for the Patriots. You
Agreed.
can obviously start Josh Jacobs and Devontae Adams is a must start,
Oh yeah.
but probably nobody else.
That's it. That's it. I think it's gonna be a tight of a butthole game, and,
Real tight.
I want to lead the Raiders. I want to because I love Josh Jacobs, but
Going
I think
Patriots.
I think Patriots got this one, with the defense, more strategy, and for Ramondre Stevenson starts, you're starting him. You're starting him, and I think that's what pulls them out.
All right, another matchup. We got the 9-4 Bengals taking on the aforementioned Tom Brady and the Buccaneers at 6-7. Bengals are a 3.5 point road favorite. Is Tom Brady awake after that San Francisco blowout last week?
Well, he went straight to New Orleans and, Mardi Gras all over the place, pissing in the street with the beads on, the beads around his wiener,
Around,
just
around his wiener.
around the wiener like a hula
Oh,
hoop with the beads. Hey,
okay.
anything can happen in Mardi Gras down there in New
So
Orleans. You can do
I
anything you want. There's people taking dumps right there on the street. No one
sure,
cares. There's no
sure.
one cleans it up either. They just kick it towards the curb. Kick
I,
it towards
I
the curb.
I assume he's erected if the beads are like a hula hoop.
You would think so. Yeah, yeah. Uh, but, yeah, no, Tom Brady's partying too much. I think, he's gonna have a tough time against the Bengals. The Bengals are good. I'm glad they're good again. They're fun to watch.
Chris Godwin's in there for you.
Yeah.
And Mike Evans, Leonard Fournette, Rashad White, I don't know about those guys. They might be flex worthy, but I'm nervous about those three.
And I can't believe we're talking about Mike Evans, like,
Yeah,
not starting
flex.
him. Man, that
Yeah,
sucks. That just sucks. I don't know what happened with their chemistry.
it's not
Maybe
there.
Mike Evans wasn't down for Mardi Gras, and it's
You think
just
Tom invited him? Tom invited Mike,
probably
and Mike
invites him
was
every
like,
week.
"Nah,
"Yo, Mike, all we need is just
Big
a
Mike,
couple of drinks here in New Orleans together, and we'll find our groove back."
bro,
And
just
then
bro
and then
down."
Mike Evans like, "Tom Brady, you're naked right now calling me, swinging around those beads around your dick." I and then Tom Brady's like, "Hold on, let me FaceTime you." That's where the conversation ends because,
Yeah,
Mike Evans does not pick up the phone. So no
Mike.
chemistry.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. On the other side of the ball, you're starting Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. If you're not afraid to get goosed again, and that's probably about it. So my JP Ryan maybe flex worthy. I don't know.
Ah,
Moving on to the Sunday night matchup. I believe this one was flexed into the prime time slot. Both at 7-5-1. Giants and Commanders. These two teams tied a couple weeks ago.
correct.
Um, I don't think we picked Bengals and Bucks. I'm going to go Bengals.
All Bengals. Bengals.
And here I'm going to go Commanders at home over the Giants.
Yeah.
You agree
Yeah.
with that?
I do agree with the Commanders. You know what? This is a boring game, and they're two boring teams. But when the Commanders are on TV, it's just like a strategic. It's a pretty strategic game. Like Ron Rivera's kind of making it more strategic with Tyler Heineke. It's fine. It's fine.
Terry McLaurin's probably in there for you. Brian
Yeah.
Robinson's flex worthy. I don't know. I don't know about Antonio Gibson or Curtis Samuel though.
Curtis Samuel was starting at the beginning of the season for me, but not anymore. He's not on my team anymore. I dropped him. He should not be in your lineups. I wouldn't be thinking about it.
You starting anybody outside of Saquon Barkley for the Giants?
No way. No way.
That'll be a good game there, though. Moving on to the Monday night matchup. Packers are 7-point home favorites. Got the Rams coming in town at 4-9. Packers are 5-8.
And I'm
Uh,
I'm glad I'm glad I'm not playing this week. Some of these games are so boring. I'm g
can you
I'm glad I'm
can
on
you
bye.
can you start anybody from the Rams?
I don't wanna no, Rams suck. Baker
Rams
Mayfield,
stuff.
Baker Mayqueef? How about we just throw him in there? Just throw him in there. You're
Nah,
in the Queef Bowl anyway, or Queef
nah.
playoff.
Baker Mayfield better not even be on your team. He's 4.2 rostered, 4.2% rostered in ESPN leagues. That's high for me. Other side of the ball, can you Aaron Jones is in there for you. Christian Watson's in there. What about Alan Lazard? Rams are 25th against receivers.
I like Alan Lazard. I think he's had a really good season. There was a time where he had, I think, 3 weeks in a row with the touchdown. Might have been 4.
Okay.
Might have been. Uh,
Um, what about Aaron, Mr. Ayahuasca Rogers? Can you throw him in
ah,
there?
fuck Aaron Rodgers. I mean,
Think Bobby's gonna have to start him, I
Bobby
think.
starting. Well, yeah, he's also in the Queef playoffs. So good. So good. Have fun with that. Fuck Aaron
Yes.
Rodgers. How many times I got to say it? Being a Bears fan, I could say this. All right, that's the way I have to keep bringing it up so that no one gets offended. That's Green Bay,
Top three douche of the year.
but he might be the leader for douche of the year. I don't know. It's definitely
He
something to
could
think
be.
about.
But I'll take him in Lambeau on Monday night. I'll take the Packers.
I will also go Packers. Yeah, I think Baker Mayfield is going to be too cold. He's going to be too
Yeah,
cold
too
there
cold. Well, he played
in
in Cleveland.
Wisconsin.
He played
It's
in
going to be too
Cleveland
cold
for a
there.
while. Played in Cleveland.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that concludes our matchups for the week, our game picks. Moving on to another segment. We got our extra juicy dogs of the week.
Yeah,
Now,
extra
now
juicy.
last
Dog, right,
week,
fresh off the grill. Fresh off
last
the grill, you put a little mustard on that and
crispy,
pickles and onion.
crispy.
Mm.
Last week you had Trevor Lawrence as your quarterback. I had Justin Jefferson as my receiver, and they both ended up being the big dog.
The big dog at
Um,
their position.
so hopefully we can be extra juicy again this week.
Yeah.
As my quarterback for the week is Josh Allen. No surprise, you're starting him.
Yeah.
He's playing Miami in that divisional matchup on Saturday night. Miami's 30th against quarterbacks. He can very well throw for 3 and run for another 2.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I like that pick. My pick for this week's extra juicy dogs at quarterback is Justin Herbert. Justin
Ah,
Herbert's going
nice.
up against Tennessee. Tennessee sucks on defense,
Bleeds
especially against
points.
the passing game. Hey, the Chargers right now are fighting for that playoff because the Chiefs, they're running away with the division. You have to get yourself into the wild card. And this team is really fun to watch. I like the Chargers a lot, and
Yeah,
Justin Herbert's going to go off.
yeah. I That's a good pick. Herbert's got all his weapons. He's ready to go. My extra juicy running back dog of the week is Dalvin Cook versus the Colts. Now you think, oh, the Colts got a good defense, but they're 25th against the run, and the Vikings are a home favorite. We think they're going to be up late and just handing off to Dalvin Cook. He's got a tutty each last week, and I'm calling a third. So we got my buddy, Mr. Tutty, right here, Dalvin Cook
Oh,
against the Queef Colts. He's getting in there for at least one, easy.
I like it. I like it.
My buddy, Mr. Tutty.
Uh, oh man. Okay, so my running back for extra juicy dog this week is Miles Sanders. Man, if you drafted Miles Sanders, how happy are
Oh
you that
man,
he goes from
great pick,
goose touchdowns last year?
great pick.
Goose. He might have. You should have gave him the crown. Okay, the crown of just it's a nest. Okay,
The
it's a
goose
nest,
nest,
and
goose
then a
nest.
goose sits on top of it and lay its eggs. But But Miles Sanders had 144 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns last game. Okay, he's going up against the Chicago Bears, who have the 28th ranked defense against the run. Like, start him. This
Yeah,
guy is gonna go
good
off
call.
against the
Good call.
Bears. Heck yeah.
Good call. My extra juicy dog receiver of the week. I got a combo. Josh Allen is going to be throwing to Stephon Diggs all day.
Nice.
Miami's only 17th against the receiver, so average. But Stephon Diggs, after that rough week last week, he's going to redeem himself.
I like that. I do like that. Good pick. Um, okay, coincidentally, I also have a combo quarterback with Justin Herbert. I'm
Oh,
on Keenan Allen. All right, Keenan
okay,
Allen is back, baby.
okay.
He is back. Last week, he had 12 catches on 14 targets.
A lot of
Okay,
volume. A lot of
this is
volume.
his number one. This is Justin Herbert's number one option. He's been waiting for him all year to come back. Uh, I'm telling you right now, against Tennessee is 32nd. Okay, is 32nd against wide
Awful.
receivers.
Last.
I am going
Last.
to call a my buddy Mr. Tutty right here, right now.
Oh,
Keenan
wow.
Allen is getting
Eden
in the
Allen.
end zone, and it might be twice.
Okay. Jeesh. Big, big call right there.
Hmm.
To finish up these extra juicy dogs is the tight ends as usual. Uh, this guy's on my team. I'm starting him. George Kittle at Seattle tomorrow night. Seattle is 31st against tight ends, and I'm calling another my buddy, Mr. Tutty. George Kittle's in there. There's no Debo. I think Brock Purdy's going to be looking for his tight end over the middle. George Kittle with a my buddy, Mr. Tutty guarantee at Seattle tomorrow night.
Okay, all right. For my tight end, also on my team, Dalton Schultz. Okay, he's going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. That I think is going to be a great game. I said it already. I already said it. But Jacksonville is 26th against the tight end. All right, and I'll tell you right now, Dak Prescott. This might be his best friend. Okay.
Yeah,
Last week he had 6 catches on 10 targets. 10 targets coming from a
yeah,
tight end. You got to be happy about that. You got to be
definitely.
happy about that. He had 87 yards too. 87 yards receiving with 6
That's
catches.
great.
I
That's
am
great.
also. I mean, I can't believe I'm going back to back already. But
Wow.
I need one more. My buddy, Mr. Tutty, one on each arm.
Wow.
One on each arm. We can go frolic through a
Combo
field
deal.
and go get some ice cream. Go get some
Combo
ice cream on
deal.
me, guys. On me.
On
Dalton
me.
Schultz is my buddy, Mr. Tutty. He is getting a
Wow.
touchdown against these Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay. Very nice call. Very nice call. Like it. Like I said last week, we projected two of the big dogs, so hopefully we can do that again this week.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Moving on to some quick talk about our league. It's obviously playoff week one. Ho Congratulations if you made it. So
Yep.
sorry if you didn't. I didn't make it in ours. Second time ever missing the playoffs, and
Tough.
now I'm in. Now I'm
9 years. 9 years. Only
9
missing.
years.
That's a pretty
Only
good
missed
organization
twice.
right there.
Well, thank you, but we're gonna try to avoid the queef this year, the queef of the year, because this year we got a tough punishment. We're all getting together for the draft next year, and the loser from this year has to wear an adult diaper for at least 3 hours, just hanging out in public. So I don't want that to be me, and a lot of leagues, they once you miss the playoffs, that's it. Nobody cares. Nobody sets their lineup. So get a last place punishment in your league, and it,
Yeah.
it spices everything up. People are still active. People are still making pickups and moves, and
Nobody
if
wants to be the queef.
nobody wants to be the queef when
Nobody
there's a
wants to be the
punishment,
queef.
when there's a big punishment on the line.
Oh yeah.
So two playoff matchups we got here. Um, we got the 4 seed and the 5 seed, Zach and Kelly.
Oof, that's a tight matchup. Yeah, Zach and Kelly going at it. Oh man, but I see the projections are pretty close there. But I think Zach has the better team
I
this
think
year.
Zach has the
Uh,
better team.
yeah, yeah, with
Kelly's
Christian
missing
McCaffrey
Lamar
and Josh Allen as his top dogs.
and
Uh,
Derrick Henry.
and Derrick Henry. Yeah, I totally forgot. Come on, he's got a three. That's a three-headed monster right there. I think
We'll
he
see. I
takes
think
over
Zach's
Kelly.
got it. Zach's got it. Our other playoff matchup is the 3 and 6 seed. We got Nick Smith and Jack Alvarado here.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, we
Oh man.
we got we got Taysom Hill starting for Jack. He's starting 2 Saints along
Oh
with Chris
jeez.
Olave.
Jeez.
That sticks out to me there.
This is a fun matchup because look, yeah. What's his name? Say it again, Colbert. Aguna Bawe.
Agumbawale, yeah, Dare
Bawe.
Agumbawale filling in for
Uh,
Damian Pierce with the Houston Texans this week.
your
Projected
start.
starting running back.
Unless like come Sunday, he just goes off because the Kansas City's uh, run defense is terrible. And so like he just ends up having a big game. I'm just not seeing it though. So I mean, I'm telling you, I actually might be leaning Jack on this one with the upset.
I,
I think, yeah,
I'm I'm leaning Jack because Nick Smith is missing Debo, Damian Pierce, Cooper Cup, and Brees Hall is
oof,
all.
man, what a
Yeah, a
tough
lot of
blow.
injuries
I
for
can't
Nick
believe he
Smith
made the
this year.
playoffs. I can't believe he
Yeah,
squeaked in there with the playoffs.
great fight from Nick. Great fight from the defending champs.
Yeah,
You don't expect anything less. Two matchups that we got in our Queef playoffs. The 7 seed Taylor Wilson's taking on the reigning Queef of the year, Sam Belkis, at that 10 seed.
yeah,
I'm going right off the top. I'm going Wilson here. Um, yeah, Sam's got Marquise Brown in his flex. We said no way. Geno Smith, we said no way.
yep.
I'm going Taylor Wilson here to put Sam possibly in the Queef Bowl.
Yeah, I will also go with Taylor on this one. Justin Herbert's going off. Justin Jefferson is probably going off. He's got Brandon Ayuk in there too. We were just talking about him.
Yep, yep.
Uh, but
I
oh
like
man,
him.
I guess we'll find this matchup tomorrow night. So I'll tell you right now, if Brandon Ayuk queefs, that might be the who's going to the
Yeah,
queef. I'll tell you
yeah.
right.
We'll really look at it then.
Yeah, and then
Last
of course, Trevor and myself are on buys. We moved
yes,
on, but
yes.
just so we're clear.
Congrats on that bye. The Final Four appearance.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you very much.
Uh, Last matchup, also in the Queef playoffs, is yours truly, the 9 seed, taking on the 8 seed Bobby Guard. This is a little bit of a rivalry for us. He's starting Mr. Ayahuasca, Aaron Rodgers, along with ETN in that tough matchup. Terry
It's
McLaurin in a
Dallas.
tough matchup. Who am I if I wouldn't take myself here? So I'm definitely taking myself.
I'm also going to go you on this. I think Justin
Thank you.
Fields will have some fun. You know, it might be his last game he plays this year. Jonathan Taylor's. I think if there's a game he's going to have a good game against, it's Minnesota because Minnesota's defense.
Let's go, JT. Coming off the bye.
Yeah, so it
I
doesn't look like he'll
feel
be in the Queef Bowl, but it could still happen.
could still happen. I got Justin Fields, Jonathan Taylor, and Alvin Kamara all coming off bye, all fresh. I'm winning this matchup.
Nice.
Go to Vegas and bet on me right now because I'll take you home.
Yeah. Well, you might be wearing that diaper. Might be in the diaper in Vegas.
I'll be the diaper bitch if I have to be.
Hey,
Okay.
it's pretty furry, man. You're pretty furry. If it
I'll give a
rains, you're
trim.
a baby
I'll,
Sasquatch. It's gonna be
I'll get
baby
a
Sasquatch out there.
I'll get a quick trim.
Oh, you're gonna trim yourself?
I get a
Okay.
quick one. I'll get a quick one.
Well, who's doing that? Are you doing that, or is Kelly doing
I'll do what I can reach.
that? Yeah.
Oh man. So great talking today. We
Oh, yeah.
got into some good football. Good luck in everybody's matchups this week. It's the playoffs. If you're out of it, still set your lineup. Even if you don't have a last place punishment, still set your lineup. Still be
Okay.
making those start sit decisions, making pickups, hitting the waivers. And if you don't have a last place punishment, get one because it really makes things interesting those
World
last
will
couple
change.
weeks.
World will
Everybody's
change.
still in it. Everybody's still playing.
You're almost more excited about who's going to win the Queef Bowl than the person that's winning the championship.
Yeah,
There's two tournaments basically that are happening,
There
and
is. It's two different tournaments. You're right.
makes the
Totally.
women.
Totally. And we actually award our seventh place, the winner of the Queef playoffs. We call him the King of the Queefs. So we even got a seventh place title, King of the Queefs.
Yep, yep.
Uh,
Uh, so,
not to
but
forget. Go ahead.
go ahead. Go, yeah, you can go ahead first.
I was gonna say, don't forget this is the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast.
Oh,
We didn't say it enough today, but the name is Don't Tell Mama Sports
don't
Podcast.
tell mama. Don't tell mama. And I'm not telling my mama. I'll tell you right now because
You're
you
not
know
gonna
I
tell
don't
her.
want her knowing what I'm doing.
You don't want
When
her
I'm
knowing what
around.
you're doing.
Nope.
Okay, well,
No, that's
you
for
don't.
my privacy, and it's my for my privacy. And I love my mama. I love my mama, but
Well, I hope you love your mama. If you don't love
uh,
your mama, there's something wrong.
well, that's for true. Definitely
But you
want to
don't
go
have to
see
tell her.
someone.
You don't
Definitely
have
want
to.
to go see someone about that.
You can love her, but you don't have to tell her.
No, you don't have to tell her. You don't have to tell her the things. You don't have to tell her about this. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So the last
Uh,
thing I want to bring up, just because once football season is done, we're going to be talking about college basketball. If you were focusing on college basketball right now, who would
we're
have
coming to
thought?
you soon. We're coming to you
Who,
soon.
I, who would have thought that the
Number one.
Purdue Boilermakers, unranked this year, would be number one? Let's go Boilers! Let's
Number
go!
one.
Come on!
Congratulations to the Boilers and good luck on everybody's matchup this week. We'll be talking college basketball soon.
Yeah.
Good luck to everybody.
Good luck. Good luck. Set your lineups. Let's do this. Yeah.